Investiga libremente. Pues este ya es el acto 4, ¿eh? O sea, es otro acto, pero es en la prisión otra vez. Como que esto ya se está alargando, ¿no? Quiero decir, llevo en la prisión 5 horas. ¿Cuántos actos son? De este capítulo, 2. El acto 3 y el acto 4. ¿O estás hablando de Fontaine entero? De Fontaine son 6 actos. Ah, no, de este. Pues queda este, el acto 4. Queda el acto 4. Y ya el acto 5 sería más adelante. Es en el parche... Espérate que lo miro. A ver, estamos en el parche 4.1. ¿Vale? En el siguiente parche sacan el acto 5. Y el acto 6 no sale hasta el parche 4.7. O sea, son en total 6 actos. Y me toca el 4, o sea, estoy en el 4 ahora mismo. Acto 4, que acaba de empezar. Pero es eso, o sea, llevo 5 horas en la prisión, ¿eh? Muchas horas. Y por lo que veo todavía queda. Vale, Dualex, espero que... Como el mortal que soy. Bueno, espero que te hayas divertido, te hayas entretenido, que sé que no. Y ya nos vemos mañana. Yo seguiré aquí viciando. Voy a intentar terminar este acto. Y después, pues ya... No sé lo que si seguiré. Ya veré. Pero hay que darle duro al Genshin. Hay que ponerse al día.
That's not a faucet. Hey, who are you two? Why'd you come over all of a sudden?
Oh, sorry for eavesdropping. Sounds like you were talking.
What's the matter? They're just
¿Por qué
looking
no
to
se ha
join in
mirado
on
de
our
esa
fun,
forma?
that's all.
Hey, don't pretend like it's okay for them to just interrupt us like that. Fine.
You hear that, Quisto? What?
Your expressions tell me you're looking to hear some juicy info, am I right?
Really? Are we that?
You're kidding. How often does anyone get a personal tour led by His Grace himself? Practically everyone was talking about it.
A little mistake, huh? I like the way you put it. You see, people with a good attitude can join our...
Your group?
I'm Quisto, and this is Lavaroon. People usually call us the Bombshell Bros, but don't worry. We're not playing with bombs or anything. It's just that our information...
So, you two really like to go...
No. You don't get it. Knowing intelligence will make things better for you here. For example, knowing who's working with who has the latest rumors, who's not getting along. Wouldn't you like to... Whoa, all this info's worth something, you know?
I don't mind him. Quisto's always this way. Just play not the welfare meals. Talk about the welfare meals.
Right. That meal we had yesterday was soup.
Is that so? To tell you the truth, I've been helping out with making...
Oh, so you're the one who made those delicious steaks.
You are correct. I am a true professional. Since you like my cooking, I guess that means we share similar tastes. Listen carefully. This little bombshell will help you learn what's really going on here in the... Listen, kids. The power structure within the fortress is quite complicated. The overworlders could... You've already met the one person here you should never cross, the Duke, Risley. He knows more than you think. And if he doesn't care about...
Those who have the Duke's attention get all kinds of special perks. Even better...
I know who you mean. It's that Jurier character, right? I don't think there's anything useful about him at all. Why is he...
But did you know that Churia was a talented researcher from the Fontaine Research...
I don't care if he was a researcher that could turn dirt into Mora. Once you're in the fortress of Meripede, you're just another inmate like... Speaking of which, the last time I saw him, he was passing by in the corridor with Lorvine. I also heard they started arguing in the library and got into...
You mean he hit a woman? Wow.
But that Lorvine's also quite the odd one, you know? She's always gabbing away, got into a fight with a man, and she also got sent to the infirmary.
Wait a second. You don't think?
Do you think it... Could it be that...
After all, I do remember seeing Lorvine beat Jerry to...
Vale. Esto es muy random. O sea, ahora estoy investigando a la peña, ¿no? Joder, pues para ser esto una prisión, los veo a todos bastante decentes.
Let's listen.
If you ask me, those pompous parasites on the surface act like they're all...
Hey, speak for yourself, mate. I'm no dog.
Oh, you think you're special or something? If you're here, then you're just a convict like the rest of us. I've heard that even if you're...
I don't buy that.
Hey, how cool would it be if the whole world was destroyed by a giant flood and everyone...
What kind of filthy bilgewater are you spewing? I have Listen, things ain't so great on the surface, but who says that you have to leave? I've heard that you can still stay. Who wants to live in the ruddy overworld anyway?
And what makes you think they want to hire someone like you? That's one of the great mysteries.
Whoa. Sounds like they're really unhappy about the overworld. Speaking of which, Paimon never heard anyone use the words overworld or underworld when we were living up there. Is it only something the Immic? That's true.
Grab yourself a welfare meal.
Hey, you over there? Yeah, you. Say, do you like playing card games?
No, tío, yo no
You
quiero
know,
jugar ahora
like
las
Genius
cartas, qué
Invocation
pesadilla.
TCG?
You TCG players are like mint in the wild.
Hey, come on now. What's wrong with finding fellow invocation aficionados? Anyway, all right. No pressure.
But why would you be looking for people to play Genius Invocation in a place like...
Whether you're throwing down cards or throwing punches, it's all... There are lots of card players here in the fortress. When I saw you, I immediately thought, hey, even outsiders from... Sure.
Great! Since you've been here longer than us, you need to flex your seniority a little bit, right?
I thought you would have already heard everything by now. All right, then.
Why don't you pick? We'll wait.
All right. Have you heard any strange... Then, did you know that there are some people who are always There are two guys who are always skulking around in the corners of corridors gossiping. The bigger guy is Quisto, and the skinny one is Lavaroon. I never really found their gossip very mind-blowing. If you're interested, you can go talk with them. They tend to talk a lot of nonsense, but they aren't exactly bad.
Good to know.
Let me think. Sounds like you want to hear something a little more tantalizing. Oh, did you know that the Duke was also a convict in the...
Huh? Wait, are you serious?
That's right. The Duke was an inmate just like you and me. Seems he was exiled here to go from an ordinary inmate to becoming the manager of the whole place? A forbidden zone? Sounds...
It's just a rumor we've been hearing, but no worries if you've never heard of it.
Anything else? Not that I can think of, but I'll be sure to tell you anything interesting I hear next time.
Okay, we've talked to just about everyone, and it's about time for us to go meet Linny. According to the card he left us, we should go meet him in the production zone.
Yeah.
¿Qué coño? ¿Para eso he bajado?
Just never seems to end.
Huh? That look in your eyes. You found something?
Hey, this is no time to be modest.
Oh, as expected of the legendary duo, you have my full and undivided attention. Huh. I'd have never guessed that myself. The rumors swirling about this place are unreliable. He is a harbinger, after all. I suppose he's much more resourceful than I initially gave. Unfortunately, this isn't enough for our final report to Father. Father told me that even though Master Child said he was just coming to Fontaine for a vacation, he actually had some personal reasons. His agenda
His escape route is already flooded, so we'll have to task someone with professional dive.
Well, when you put it that way, it's obvious that only Fremine would.
Bingo! Is he around?
He's working today. Coming here as a group would have attracted too much attention. I'll talk to him about it later. It's the least I can do. We're all in this together. Honestly, I'm far more impressed by you guys managing to collect all this information right.
Collecting information has always been our.
Now, let me think. To find out more information, and if he's to do that, he'll have to set out on the next pipe cleaning day at the earliest. That's 6 days from now.
You can even estimate how long it'll take for him to.
We've been working together for a long time. We know each other's capabilities. Traveler, what say you to meeting here 9 days from now? We'll be able to pick. Oh, and there's just one last thing we'd like. Though we can just sit back and wait for Fremine's report on Master Child's whereabouts, we still. Fremine's no master of disguise. Lynette's still working on getting intel from the other areas, and I'll need to spend some time helping Fremine prepare.
What do you want us to do? Will it be hot?
Well, I won't call it easy per se. Listen carefully. You'll need to find an excuse to get into the infirmary and investigate. You've mentioned several sketchy-looking people always meeting at the infirmary earlier. So it probably has something to do with the secret we're hoping to investigate the internal structure of the infirmary and any active dealings within. But also, there's no need to take risks. Don't forget, safety always comes first. My apologies, I just started rambling out of habit. It was.
But that's not a bad thing, right? All right, then we'll head out as soon as we finish.
Let's go our separate ways for now, then. Don't forget, we meet here again in 9 days.
Hey, stay here for now. Paimon will take a peek. There seem to be several people inside.
Right. I feel like
It's not impossible.
So, it's a bit hard to understand them from here. So, why don't we just try? Someone, please help! He's sick!
Whoa, are you okay?
Oh my! What's wrong, little one? There's no need to panic. Take a deep breath before you begin.
The traveler started complaining of a stomachache, and then nausea, and then collapsed onto the ground. Freezing limbs, twitching fingers, and pale complexion.
Let me take a look. Please, lie down over here. Don't worry, I'll get you to the bed safely. Here, hold on to my shoulder and walk slowly.
You can do it, traveler!
Don't apologize. You're sick after all. Now, please relax. I'm just going to do a preliminary checkup on you. My checkup has confirmed that he's not in any mortal danger.
Eh? Oh, that's good.
I'll continue my diagnosis of the patient now. Don't sense serious damage to your organs either. Does it? And here? Huh? But based on my... what about here? Does... Oh! I think you just ate something that disagreed with you. That's all. Nothing too...
So that's what it is.
And there have been other inmates complaining about the food recently. Congratulations! The health risk is incredibly low, so you should recover within a couple days. Miss Levine, I'll have to trouble you to help me.
Very well.
And she hopped away, just...
Hello. So how are you feeling now?
His stomach ache's really bad. He was stumbling about the whole way.
If Miss Sijuin says it's not a serious problem, then there's no need to worry. She's the best medic we've got to—
But it also looks like she's the—
well, that's—
What do you mean that's true? That's really misrepresenting the situation. Of course I can't speak for them. Though they may have committed crimes and gotten locked up here as a result, they still know a thing or two about medicine.
Yeah, you're right. But did you have to lecture me about it in front of another patient? Aren't you a patient too?
That's correct.
Are you two also sick?
We've been sick a while. I come back every once in a while for checkups, and to pick up the medicines Miss Sijuin prescribes for us. You could say she fancies herself as Miss Sijuin's capable helper because she—
Please watch your mouth, Mr. Jurrier. Don't forget that you are the primary reason I have—
Hey, don't start arguing now! Please, keep it civil out. Hey! There's no need to fight! Everyone will be released
But—
Release. It's way too early for us to even think about that. And who the heck knows—
Please allow me to end this boring and useless conversation. Oh, and Mr.
And same to you, Miss Lorvine. Anyway, that was more than enough rest for me, so I'm going to get out of this excessively—
He just slowly walked off like that?
That's just what he's like. I'm sorry you had to see all of that. I'm Lorvine, and that's—
You really can't—
I mean, can you blame me? Who would like someone who's as arrogant and obsessed with weird research topics as he is? I'll accompany you two for a while. Miss Sijuin should be back soon, and I'm sure you'll feel— No,
I'm back! Did you rest like you promised?
Thank you for getting our medicine, Miss Sijuin.
Did you all cooperate with your bed rest? I trust that nobody got up to walk around. Good. Here, this should be— Miss Levine, I left in a bit of a hurry just now. Do you still remember if we discussed the color of the Yellow, huh? I understand. These are yours. Please.
All right, then I'll also be on my way now. I hope you feel better soon.
See ya!
I'm going to fill out your medical record now. You're widely known as the Traveler, right?
Those two made quite the commotion just now, so why don't we let the Traveler rest? Paimon can answer the question.
So his primary symptoms are abdominal pain with secondary symptoms.
That's
All right then.
Is there anything we should know besides to take the meds?
No, his base constitution is quite good, so I'm sure he'll recover quite quickly after taking the medicine. Please make sure to—
Got it! Paimon— Oh, you're going to take a nap already? Okay then. We've been to lots of places together. He may look a bit under the weather now.
So you're the best of companions. Well, don't worry. You're awake.
How do you feel? You slept for a really long time, but we never left.
Well, now you can go back without a worry in the world. Remember to take—
Thank you, Miss Sijuin.
Seems like a lot of people have been coming.
You really are something. To be able to fall asleep like that and even sleep talk the entire time? No, but you kept mumbling things along the lines of, Pyron, don't take my grilled fish. Paimon talked with Sigewin the entire time you were asleep. She seems like she's just a sincere nurse, and Paimon didn't notice anything Whoa! You really are super thorough. All those Today's the day! Let's go meet up with Vinny! Oh!
Hmm? Did you two run into any trouble over the past few days?
No, we just worked our shifts according to the schedule.
That's good. That means you didn't raise any suspicion. We've taken a look at the slip you've sent. Fremine successfully left the grounds via the pipes 2 days ago, and as of last night, Lynette has also—
Wait, why is she getting involved as well?
You already went above and beyond when you scoped out the infirmary. To put it more bluntly, even if we were to view that as something you didn't infiltrating a guarded stronghold is a different kind of job from a one-off investigation. We want to— Lynette also felt like you have already taken the first step for us, so she should be—
So that's what Lynette thinks. Oh, Paimon hopes everything—
Perhaps that's true. You are both very good people, and we've come to appreciate that more. You've mentioned before that you've had some run-ins with the Fatui. I can understand.
Well, everyone could use some more friends. We'll be counting on you to help us in the future, too.
Since I see you as friends, then it's even more important for us to protect you from any peril. Glad to hear it. Then, let's go check on Lynette before Fremine returns. If everything went well, then she
Is now really a good time to go over?
According to my observations, Sigewin always spends around half an hour away from the infirmary right before lunch. Lynette knows this as well, so this should be a good time to meet up with her. Also, I'm her brother, remember? It's only natural for—
Okay, then let's head over right away.
Lynette should be here right now. Huh. Strange. Lynette?
As expected, Sigewin isn't here, but why isn't Lynette here?
No, Lynette rarely deviates from the plan. We agreed that if she were to make changes on the fly, she'd find... Unless...
Let's see if there are any clues around here. We can look while we wait for her. Who knows?
Okay.
There are some books here and a few files. Advanced nursing, how to raise the spirit of your patient. These sure are some interesting books. Who knew Sijwin would... She even has books on understanding people's motivations and feelings.
Seems quite normal to me. None of the beds have any signs of having been slept in.
That's the one Lynette must have used, right? You said she...
She would have said her migraine was having a particularly bad flare-up. Generally speaking, the head nurse, which means either the head nurse didn't return the entire time from when Lynette laid down up until she left the bed, or... Wait, this thing? It doesn't look like it's been disguised that well. The space behind it is empty. From its size, I don't think it's an entrance that is meant to be taken apart. Could Lynette have tried to get inside? But if that's the case, she would have contacted me for sure. Let's look around here for some more clues. Don't panic, just tick.
Hey, you guys, there's a slip of paper.
A slip of paper?
It's right over here, and there's a bunch written on it too. It reads, out of respect for your usual practices, I'll use a piece of paper or card as the...
This is...
Is that all? The back. This...
Show me, now!
That look on your face. Paimon's reading it. Would you care to guess where Miss Lynette of the Fatui could be right now? No. Could she have... Is she already...
Wriothesley. Did he deliberately leave the infirmary unguarded to use it as bait?
Wait, you mean he was aware of our goals from the very beginning? But why? We didn't run into any trouble last time, and he also never reached out to us since.
Yes, that is a crucial question. Wriothesley, he doesn't do anything without a clear goal or reason. You're not from the same camp as us. You were sent down here by Nervilet, so you have no conflict of interest with Wriothesley. We're a completely different story, though. I'd like to know that, too. Why did he only go after her? Don't panic, just think everything over. I have to stay calm. This is... Wait, you're right. Wait, the fact that Fremine was able to leave the grounds... Could Wriothesley have let him go as well?
But what does he gain by letting Fremine leave like that?
So he's challenging me and trying to provoke me. We never should have sent out Fremine. We had to go through all that trouble to find an opening to sneak him around the guards and into the pipe, and we even thought luck was on our side. If Risley let him leave on purpose, then he's probably in a terrible spot now as well.
Lenny's getting more and more panicked. We have to calm him down. Don't be like this, Lenny. Fremine wouldn't have left if we hadn't told you about Child. That was our fault.
No, I'm the leader of this operation, and I'm the one responsible for this team. I'll go talk to Risley.
Hey, don't be reckless! Traveler, please, talk—
I simply cannot allow Lynette to be abducted again. I have to go. I'll find a way to get them back!
He's rushed out the door! After him!
Right. I feel like we still have some room to make—
It's not impossible, but it'll require extensive testing.
Is that so? Very well. Huh?
Is someone?
Pack everything up. Whoever's outside is eavesdropping. They'll probably come in once we stop talking.
Someone! Please help! He's—
Whoa, are you okay?
These two. As expected, they've already— What a delightful turn of events. I like smart people, but I also like playing dumb. Oh my! What's wrong, little one? There's no need to panic. Take a deep breath before you begin. Being able to read human expressions is quite the—
Lenny! Wait! It's no use. We have to catch up to him.
Kids these days, you just
He's already out of sight. How is he so fast? Let's go head him off at Risley's office.
Come out and face me, Risley!
Aren't we at an administrative office space? Why don't you at least try to follow even a couple—
What did you do to my sister?
I ran into the young miss at the infirmary. I'd heard that she was suffering from quite the migraine, so I decided to invite her over for a cup of tea.
Stop joking around! Where did you take my sip?
I have also heard that your performances are quite the spectacle. Miss Lynette would sometimes enter a box. Maybe she'll appear behind you right now if you were to—
Is he trying to trick me into turning my head? No, he's probably not looking to attack me right now. All of the hostages are in his hands. You knew we were investigating the infirmary from the start. So you deliberately aroused the Traveler's suspicions and baited us into continuing our investigation. As for Fremine, no. You probably didn't even interfere with Child's escape. You let him go, so you could—
There was no need to do so. The Fortress of Meripede is a pretty pleasant place. Most people enjoy their lives here.
You removed our original members and spread the news of Child's escape so Father would assign our team to come down and investigate. Fremine has also fallen into your hands, right? If you're oh so
One correction. Lynette is in my hands right now, but—
He's not. What do you really want?
Lenny!
Oh, wonderful. Everyone is here, so I'll only need to say this once. Thank you so much for cooperating with me. Eager and to the point, I see. Alas, only Miss Lynette is currently having a cup of the fortress's. Although, as per your original plan, Mr. Fremine should also have returned to the fortress by now. But he has neither shown up within my—
Wait, you can't mean you locked him outside in the sea?
I closed the fortress's gate to the outside world.
Fremine's a star diver, so he should be—
No, we're still here, so he definitely tried to find a way to come back for us. So we can't assume he might have—
But why would I do this, you may be asking? To have an audience with you, of course. My intel tells me that Mr. Linney is a great magician, so it's only natural for me to want to have some cards of my— Besides, I do recall you mentioning to Miss Lynette that you've always wanted to have a face-to-face meeting with the Lord.
So, you've been keeping tabs on us before.
Some of my folks just happened to hear a thing or two, that's all. I was willing to play dumb and turn a blind eye, so we had a pleasant few days playing games together here. But Mr. Linney, the cards are stacked against you right now. Miss Lynette is in my hands, and Mr. Fremenet is still slowly being pickled out. You need do but one thing to guarantee their safety. I would like you to contact your superior, and ideally invite her over for a cup of tea.
You want to see Father? But why should she bother giving?
Well, if she cares for the well-being of her dearest children, she should have plenty of motivation. I've heard that the bonds between the members of the House of the Hearth are like the bonds of family. I don't see why she...
Why did you think Father sent us to handle the Fortress of Meripede? This place is basically a no man's land. It wouldn't be fitting for anyone as important as a heart...
Oh, I see. So it's because she doesn't care for my place here. That's such a shame. After all, I've amassed quite...
Was this the extent of your master plan to get to Father? No matter how much pressure you may put on me, I won't allow you to use...
You people really are difficult to get along with. All I'm asking for is a face-to-face conversation. Does she truly have no interest in the fortress? Mr. Linney, you have one last chance to invite your father here. If you refuse...
Linny!
Instead of asking why I'm doing this, why don't you try to see things from my perspective for a second? I gave you a warning by cutting off the first few operatives I found, but that only caused you to double down. Had you given up on the fortress then and there, I'd have no reason to want to talk. Mr. Fremenet left the fortress on his own, and Miss Lynette tried to pry out my secrets right in front of me. No matter how you look at it, the responsibility for this falls on...
I shouldn't ask Father to do anything because of us.
6, 5...
Wait,
2, 1. Time's up. It really is a shame, Mr. Linney.
Risley!
Negotiations have broken down. Please leave, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for my afternoon tea.
Yeah, listen to the Traveler. If you can't talk to Linny, can you at least talk to...
You do realize that I'm only letting you go because of Neuvillette, yes? You're here helping him out, and I've already done my best to stay out of your way. But that doesn't mean you can just do whatever you want. The fortress may be small and remote, but it still has its own... Then how about this? Those who are capable deserve respect. You've spent quite some time investigating my home turf by now, so why don't you tell me a thing or two about what I'll ask you 3 questions. Answer all of them correctly, and I'll agree to your request. Question 1. Regarding the hidden rules of the production zone,
I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just before lunch. But what could Sijuin be doing during that time? The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of... We often see Miss Sijuin observing the prisoners at work near the production zone. Fonta's internal report suggests... The research notes said that the Melusine race perceives the world very differently from humans. According to Collins, the Pancration... I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just before lunch. The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of Coop. We often see Miss Sijuin observing the prisoners at work near the production zone. It seems like she can perceive the general I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just before... The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. Meanwhile, Fonta's internal report suggests that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and unpackaged product. But the product has to undergo a trial. The research notes said that the Melusine race perceives the world very different. According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because we often see Miss Sijween observing the prisoners at work near the Fonta promoter has been struggling I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just before lunch. But what could Sijween be doing during that time? The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. Fonta's internal report suggests that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and The research notes said that the Melusine race According to Collins, the Pancration... The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't... I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just before lunch. The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize... I've been told that the infirmary is always empty. We often see Miss... Fonta's internal report suggests that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed... I've been told that the infirmary is... The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the... I've been told that the infirmary is... The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize... The research notes said that the Melusine race perceives the world very differently from humans. As a result, according to Collins, the Pancration... The research notes said that the...
So that's what's going on. The hidden rule of the production zone. People are not supposed to work 3 days in a row. At first we thought this strange meat must have something to do with the people who disappeared. She often visits the production zone to observe the workers' health and makes a note of anyone who has worn themselves out after 3. Out of her sense of duty as the head nurse, as well as her genuine concern for the workers' health, Sijween visits the cafeteria right before lunch. And Cook Sijween has only the best intentions with her surprise. Unfortunately, Melusines as a race, the recipients of her lovingly prepared special meals, cannot... Are we on the right track?
Not bad. You've uncovered Sijween's secret and even guessed her intentions correctly as well. All right, now for my next question. There are also some hidden rules in the Pancration ring, including the one that you're not...
I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the... Fonta's internal report suggests... According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fonta company... The research notes said that the Melusine... The Fonta promoter has been struggling because... We often see Miss Sijween... According to Collins, the Pancration tournament... The research notes said that the Melusine... The Fonta promoter has been struggling. We often see Miss Sijween observing the prisoners at work near the Fonta's internal report suggests that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and unpackaged product. According to Collins, According to Collins, the I've been told that the infirmary... We often see Miss The Fanta promoter has been struggling I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just before lunch. We often see Miss Siege. The research notes said that the melusine rate, according to Collins, the pancreas. We often see Miss Siege. Fanta's internal report said, I've been told that the infirmary is always empty. The research notes said that the I've been told that the infirmary is always. Fanta's internal report suggests that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed.
Ah! Paimon gets this rule too now, so there really was nothing to be afraid of. That hidden rule of the pancreation ring is about how, people get scared when they see it because they've subconsciously begun to associate, but really, it's just a bottle of the latest yet to be named and packet, a blood red drink. It's no wonder the company, facing backlash from its own staff, they came to the fortress of Meropide and offered to sponsor the pancreation tournament so they could push their new product. But the Duke, knowing how valuable coupons are in the fortress, knew that only total idiots who didn't understand their true value, and so only those who proved their stupid.
I acknowledge the effort you've put into bringing the although, based on your description, that Fanta promoter is a bit too careless with his words. I may just reconsider my collaboration with the company. All right, and here's the final question. What's the secret behind our head nurse and all of her patients in the infirmary?
Stop your cruel and pointless games, Risley! You know that we haven't finished our investigation, so there's no way we can answer the last question. The thought of you'll pay for this! Ah!
Lenny, are you alright?
Oh, close one. I owe you, Siegeween. That was a fantastic shot.
It was nothing, Your Grace.
Siegeween?
Though this gun may look like a toy, it's actually fully functional.
Siegeween... You...
Not at all. I am merely a resident of the fortress, and thus protecting it is when Monsieur Nervulette asked me to come here. He told me that my job would be to take care of the well.
But if you mean what you just said, then isn't Lenny someone you should be looking after as well? Isn't he a resident here just like the rest of us?
But I really am just doing what Monsieur Nervulette told me to do. Everything I did, I've done to. His Grace knows it too, right?
My dear Siegeween, whatever shall...
Well, it's nearly time after all. The way you do things can be true.
What are you talking about? What time?
Take me if you want. Let them go.
How touching. Can you just give me one more minute?
Don't be like that, Your Grace.
All right, everyone, calm down. 2 more visitors will be arriving anytime. I'll go get a cup of tea. Miss Siegeween, I leave Miss Lips.
You...
I believe I hear footsteps.
Some space, please.
Ah, Miss Clarande. My door.
Fremine...
What's going on? What is Clarande doing here?
Work.
I'm sorry about shooting you, Mr. Linney. The tranquilizing effect will begin to wear off soon. Please...
What happened to Fremine? Wasn't he diving just outside of the fortress? Why is he looking like...
A flushed face, an accelerated pulse. He must have consumed primordial seawater.
What did you say?
Please, make some space. I'll need to give Mr. Fremine a more thorough
I'll talk to Clarande while you get Fremine to where he needs to be. Everything else can wait.
What's that look on your face? I thought I made good time on—
Oh, I'm just admiring your punctuality. Had you arrived just a few minutes later, Sijuin, how's the situation out there?
The water has changed. It's pretty much as expected. I was only out there a short time, so it wasn't too bad. But if one were to stay for any significant amount of time—
Where was he when you found him?
The abandoned zone at the end of the pipes. A good distance into the water.
Closer than I thought. He must have recognized it early on and tried desperately to swim back.
Locking the door was necessary. I don't think we could have saved two.
Well, I did try to convince him that I had my reasons.
It would probably work on Neuvillette. He has a knack for picking out who had good intentions, even when the outcome—
That's a bad sign. If you want some tea?
Not particularly. If you want to drink some that badly, just say so.
Fine, I'd like to get some tea. Want me to get you a cup too?
Might as well then, I suppose. Actually, do you have a towel? I would like to dry my hair.
Could I tempt you with some—
No need.
Could I tempt you—
No need.
How is he?
These symptoms are probably caused by an acute ingestion of a large amount of primordial. Of course, it would be best if he stayed for further observation. Let's leave him here for now and move him to the infirmary. Sorry. I am aware that the infirmary may not be your favorite place in the world at the moment.
Why would he ingest a large amount of primordial seawater after leaving the fortress?
Please, look after Mr. Fremine for the moment. I'll go fetch some medicine and a respirator. Oh, I'll bring Miss Lynette back with me.
Where is she? How is she right now?
Oh, she just took a nap in an empty room after I tranquilized her. If my calculations are correct, she should also be waking up right around now.
Linny, are you okay?
I'll be fine. They're all—
Are you sure? You don't—
My hands and feet are still a bit weak, but that's—
I'm back, everyone.
Lenny! Oh, Traveler. Fremine? Is he—
He'll be fine. But for now, please—
His breathing's beginning to slow down.
Give me a hand and help me get him to the infirmary.
Yeah, I'll take him from this side.
On it. Traveler, you seem pretty worried about him. Want to—
The Duke and Clarande are gone.
They probably went to get some tea. The Duke will explain the truth in just a bit.
He's awake! Fremine, how do you feel?
Lynette.
We're all here.
Where?
The infirmary, at the Fortress of Meripede, Mr. Fremine. And you are no longer an...
How do you feel? Don't push yourself if you're not feeling up to it.
Traveler. The sea. There's something wrong with the seawater.
Shh, it's okay.
No, listen to me. This is really serious. There's primordial seawater mixed into the regular seawater. I don't know why it's there, but pipes. Right, the pipes. It's all coming back to me now. I'm in. Seems like this pipe hasn't been used in a long time. Where could Master Child be? This mechanism looks like it's been tampered with. Could he have done it? It's easy to fix a machine when you know how it's built and how it works. But people, they're much more difficult. Wherever the tide takes me, so long as the light of the hearth still shines, I'll always have a home to return to. It's easy to fix a machine when you know how it's built and how it works. But people, they're much more difficult. Wherever the tide takes me, so long as the light of the hearth still shines, I'll always have a home to return to. I want to spend some time at the bottom of the sea, in peace and total silence. It's easy to fix a machine when you know how it's built and how it works. But people, they're much more difficult. I want to spend some time at the bottom of the sea, in peace and total silence.